Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sharmila Pandey, faculty at the School of Sciences, Sage University, Bhopal. Today I will discuss about the representation of three-dimensional molecules in stereochemistry. So there are few ways by which we represent the three-dimensional molecules. So the first one is the flying wedge or wedge dash projection. The flying wedge projection is the most widely used three-dimensional representation of a molecule on a two-dimensional surface, that is on the surface of the paper. This kind of representation is usually done for molecule containing chiral center. In this type of representation, three types of lines are used. The first one is a solid wedge or thick line which represents bond projection towards the observer or above the plane of paper. The second one is a continuous line or ordinary line which represents bond in the plane of paper. And the third one is a dashed wedge or broken line which represents bond projection away from the observer or below the plane of paper. For example, CH4, here we can see there are four bonds. The solid bond, that is this solid wedge or this thick line. So this hydrogen is above the plane of paper. The broken line represents that this hydrogen is below the plane of paper. And these two hydrogens are on the plane of paper. So if this is the ball and stick model of methane, so this is how we can draw the methane molecule in 3D structural way in a plane of paper. Next one is the Fischer projection. Fischer projection provides an easy way to draw three-dimensional molecule on two-dimensional paper, and all the bonds are drawn as solid lines around asymmetric carbon atom. So in flying wedge, there were two bonds which are different. One was thick line, one was broken line, and only two were ordinary line. In Fischer projection, we will use all four lines as solid lines. So how this can be done is explained here. The carbon chain of the compound is projected vertically. So the carbon chain will be in the vertical line with the most oxidized carbon at the top, or place the carbon number 1 at the top. So this can be done as defined by the nomenclature rule. So this is the vertical line where the carbon chain will be there, and the most oxidized carbon or the carbon which is numbered as 1 will be kept on the top place. The chiral carbon atom lies in the plane of the paper and usually omitted. So this carbon atom is the chiral carbon, but when we will put it in the Fischer projection, so this carbon atom we will omit. Instead, there will be only this crossing. So the chiral carbon will be omitted, and the intersection of cross lines represents this asymmetric carbon. The horizontal bonds attached to the chiral carbon are considered to be above the plane of paper or point towards the observer. So W and X. So like this, if we are this was the molecule and we are pressing it flat, so we can see Y and Z comes in the plane of paper with the carbon atoms in the center, and this W and X, these horizontal bonds attached to the chiral atom are considered to be above the plane of the paper. So these two, even if we are writing in the plane of paper, but these two are actually above the plane of paper. Vertical bonds attached to the chiral carbon are considered to be below the plane of paper or point away from the observer. So if we see the Fischer projection, we can know that this Y and Z, these two groups are below the plane of paper, and that is on the vertical line, and on the horizontal line, this W and X, they are on the top of the paper, above the plane of the paper. So originally the molecule looks like this. These two are above the plane, these two are below the plane. So from the Fischer projection, that is what we have to remember, that this vertical line, these molecules, these atoms or groups are above the plane, and these two on the vertical bonds, they are below the plane. So this was the Fischer projection. Another one is the Sawhorse formula. Sawhorse formula indicates the arrangement of all the atoms or groups on two adjacent carbon atoms. The bonds between the two carbon atoms are drawn diagonally and of relatively greater length for the sake of clarity. So this bond will be a slightly greater length compared to the other bonds. So that is only for the drawing purpose. This is not happen actually. The lower left hand carbon, that is this one, the lower left hand carbon is taken as the front carbon or towards the observer, and the upper right hand carbon, that is this one, this carbon is the considered as the back carbon or away from the observer. For example, ethane. Here, this is the ethane. So we can see this is the carbon-carbon bond, and here are 3 hydrogen atoms, and at the back carbon also there are 3 hydrogen atoms. So depending of the orientation of the hydrogens, they are named as anti-conformation or eclipsed conformation. So we can see when they are at 180 degree, like if we consider this hydrogen and this hydrogen and this hydrogen, the angle is 180 degrees. So we can say this as anti-conformation. When we consider this hydrogen and this hydrogen, these two are, the angle between them is 0 degree. So this hydrogen or this and this hydrogen and this hydrogen, if we compare, the angle is 0 degree. So it will be eclipsed conformation. So similarly here, when the angle between them, like this and this, lower left and lower left, and then this right side and right side, this angle between them is 0 degree. So this will be eclipsed conformation. When the angle between them will be 180 degree, that will be anti-conformation. There is another conformation, gauge conformation, that we get by the rotation of the front carbon at 60 degrees. So when the angle between the hydrogen atoms or the groups is around 60 degree, that time we call is at gauge conformation. So this was the projection in Sawhorse formula. There is another one, the last one is Neumann projection. Neumann devised a very simple method of projecting three-dimensional formulas on two-dimensional paper, which are known as Neumann projection. In this formula, the molecule is viewed from the front or along the axis of a carbon-carbon bond. The carbon near to the eye is represented by a point. So this is one carbon, and the carbon atom towards the rear is represented by a circle. So this is the rear carbon atom represented by circle. The three atoms or groups on the carbon atoms are shown as being bonded to dot or to cycle by an angle of 120 degree to each other. So this angle is 120 degree. For the rear carbon also, these angles are 120 degree. In Neumann projection formula, all parallel bonds are eclipsed or all anti-parallel or opposite bonds are staggered. So this is, here we can see here also they are parallel, that is the angle is 0 degree, so that they are eclipsed. When they are completely 180 degree, this is anti, and when they are around a 60 degree for this, with this methyl and this methyl, the angle will be 60 degree, so that is gauge. So this eclipsed anti-gauge, this is almost similar like the Sawhorse formula. So this was about Neumann projection. So there are 4 ways we can represent the three-dimensional molecules on the plane of paper. The first one was the flying wedge or wedge dash formula. So this was the way. The second one was Fischer projection, where we represent like this. The third one was Sawhorse formula, where we represent a molecule like this. And the fourth one is Neumann projection formula, where we represent the three-dimensional molecule like this. Thank you.